Good afternoon. It's Monday following Easter, and the latest news coming down is that there's nothing to, Trump is not able to block the testimony of former Vice President Mike Pence to the grand jury, as he's been required to be there by Jack Smith, Special Counsel, in relationship to January 6th and the events of that day. So Mike Pence, the way it works is there's no stopping him from testify, but the issue of his testimony and the extent of the executive privilege that Trump would request, there could be later court issues that would come up that could limit the extent of Mike Pence's testimony to be used in a court if later Trump is charged in relationship to January 6th. So here we go. Let's look at everything in here. I might put a few more things in. Let's look at Mike Pence. Let's see, let's put this little one in. This is, will he have anything relevant to go into? This is the grand jury indictment. Let's see if he impacts this. Mike Pence, what are you going to say? Will it help or influence the grand jury? Mike Pence, what's going on? So this is live, so no stopping, no checking, no studying. This is why it goes just a little slower than because it takes a little bit to get the flow of the message in the picture. Here we go. So this firestone is right here this is nature, the green. The stone that's red represents fire. This is about inspiration. It can be fire, passion. This is change. It's next to the earth stone, which could mean change of the home. This could be related to testimony related to the government. Oh boy, I just saw the picture. Testimony related to the government or what happened on January 6th. And it can be meaning communication. And because it's in the water, that's murky. So he might actually communicate some things that weren't known, or here's the hand here, offer things that weren't known. Here's the deep water in water. So you have these shells here. So he could help with the story or offer things that aren't known or give details that they didn't have. So firestone, earthstone, deep water stone, blue water stone is in water. Key here is the hand here. The blue water can mean offering something that unlocks something else, but it isn't necessarily that it wasn't known. It might have already been known, but it might be that confirmation. The other reason why Jack Smith would want Pence's testimony on record is that later, if it came to a trial with Trump, they wanted the testimony locked in so that Pence isn't able to change the basic testimony, and if he tries to, then they can say, well, you said this at the grand jury. They can use that to impeach him if he tries to impeach his testimony if he tries to change what he's saying. The mineral stone is over here, and this would be stories and flow of gift, like his. So it's gold. He's got some important things to offer, very important things to offer. Even in regard to things they already knew, but it is important. Here's peace. I would say here's the peace sign. Here's a structure here. Here's the personal desire. So I think this is Trump's personal desire and action to block or stop. See how the shell's right here and down? To block the peaceful flow of transfer into home. And then here you have, right in the center here, this cube that has a little figure holding a gun. Trump has claimed that he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and not be held responsible. He's even argued similar argument has come up with other cases involved that his lawyers have made that similar argument that while he's president, he could do no wrong and cannot be held responsible for it. So with this right in the center, and this point's over here, this would indicate that Pence can actually testify that Trump was purposely trying to block, that his desires was to block the peaceful transfer of power, and he was doing things to do that, and that he wanted to stay in power. And part of what he wanted to do here is the triangle, which can mean Trump, and this is turtle. This could be slow down, and the braided ring is here. Slow down so they can get these are a group of mountains, and then the mountain stone, that they could get the states. So even if Pence couldn't completely block things, they wanted to slow it down so that the states could get better organized with the GOP and figure out a way to for Trump to stay in power. So even if Pence didn't say, he said, I didn't have the power to change the votes or change it. They wanted him just to slow it down, to give them and their group more time to organize the states. And this is what it says right here. And this was a very clear, here's, the nature stone is here, and it's in nature and fire. So the push was to get, here's a platform of power with the left hand. The push was to get Pence to use his power to help the GOP slow everything down, if that was the minimum he would do, and allow the states then to change the rules. Here's the ruler here. And allow for messaging. And then Trump had been working with the DOJ to change the Attorney General, the acting Attorney General. Barr had resigned. Rosen, I think it's Rosen, had taken over acting, and they were trying to bring Clark in as a replacement. They would have given them more time to use the DOJ or the courts to continue this fight or this vision of seeking power. And here's the magnet here. So, and the worry doll here face down. Pence became the focal point, the magnet that everything, this whole plan rested on Pence. He ended up being put out, here's the crystal, he ended up being the complete focus or the fulcrum point for this whole plan to succeed. And I think the ladder here is basically the climbing up, the active climbing up of taking over the government. here's what would be the indictment in nature. And there's shells leading here, there's a crystal here, there's an organization, the organization stone here, there's a heart here. I think Pence can actually identify the genie ring. Who else was involved in this plot? Because there was a lot of Eastman, the Trump's, he didn't claim technically he was Trump's lawyer, but essentially he was the coup planner, attorney, and he did a lot of lobbying with Pence. I think this brings in or provides wisdom not only on Trump but the others, and also this would be the latter, it may be the actual people that got into the Capitol and how these groups affected the entry into the Capitol, that climbing up the walls and breaking in. That's why we see the ladder. And the right hand is here and with the key. I think he's got a lot to offer. It doesn't really say it here. Maybe it's here or here, I don't know. But when I did cards, I got an impression that Pence may ask for, what do they call it? King for a day, queen for a day, where I'll talk freely on this day. I'll tell you what I know, but it's basically I can't be charged for anything I say. I think Pence might use this as a personal opportunity to talk. You could have this here, Pence worried all here. Here's the crystal disclosing, talking to the Department or to Justice, disclosing a lot where he tells the truth about, because he was so involved with Trump firsthand, he might use this to basically transform his own position so that as he moves forward, there won't be any facts that would come up that he could be pulled into as a target, whether he, quote, did a crime in terms of intent, but sometimes you can get pulled into a group that gets charged. So I think he might be getting his strategy, his intention here would be to speak and change his position, his future in terms of protection. So this Pence might have a lot to say. We might not find, I don't know when we'll find out, but I think he's going to come with the goods. That's good news. Have a good day.